It's my lunch break. I'm eating a bit of sushi. I've stumbled across a verse which I actually find quite confusing. And it's weird because I used to think I knew what it meant, and then I read it again this morning on the train, and then I thought to myself, dude, it actually means the opposite of what I think. So I'm going from Luke 14, verse 28. If any one of you wants to build a tower, wouldn't you first sit down and calculate the cost to determine whether or not you have enough money to complete it? Yeah, duh. Otherwise, when you've laid the foundation but couldn't finish the tower, all who see it will begin to belittle you. I don't want that. They'll say, here's the person who began construction and couldn't complete it. Oh. Well, what king would go to war against another king without first sitting down to consider whether 10,000 soldiers could go up against his 20,000 coming against him? And if he didn't think he could win, he would send a representative to discuss terms of peace while his enemy was a long way off. That's like surrender, isn't it? In the same way, none of you who are unwilling to give up your possessions can be my disciple. I've heard this preached on plenty of times. Every time I've heard it preached, it goes like this. Hey, count the cost. Count the cost. Make a rational decision. Trust in God. Okay, let's pray. That's how it works. That's the sermon in a nutshell. And I actually don't think that's what this is talking about at all. Before I get into why, sushi. You can always tell the sushi place is good because they've got a lineup. Q for sushi. Q for sushi, Q for coffee. Soy sauce and white pants. What could go wrong? Wow. Oh man. I can totally see why there was a line. The traditional message goes like this: count the cost, choose Jesus. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying count the cost and surrender. Count the cost and essentially work out that you're not going to be able to do it. Count the cost and come to terms with the invading army, which means give up, dude. That's what he's talking about. This is hardly an evangelistic message to get people excited about using their rational brain to come to Jesus. And I think that's one of the reasons why we get this so wrong. In our Western world, my Western world, I want to rationalize and come up with something that I can solve and step my way through the process to come up with the best answer. And that is completely not what Jesus is talking about. I'm reminded of something that happened to me recently when my 12-year-old daughter decided to fight with her older sister. A regular occurrence in our house. But she, in a fit of rage, she slams the screen door shut, and the key was still in it, and it just sheared off when it hit the other door. And so now I've got this lock with a key stuck in it. And I'm a guy who can pretty much fix anything, right? And I thought, that's all right, I'll fix it, no worries. So I kind of, got my screwdriver set out and I worked on it and I pulled the whole lock apart. And I had it in my hand and I'm like, trying to get this key out, got my pliers, tweezers, scrapers, got it, couldn't get it. And then I closed the screen door, which locked. And now it's stuck. I thought, I tried again. I actually went to Amazon this time and I bought a key extractor set, which was really cool. Comes with all these nice little skinny bits of steel that you can wedge into the key to get it and pull it out. And I must have spent 40 minutes, 50 minutes getting this thing in there, trying to pull this key out. I can't undo it anymore because the whole thing is locked. It's like everything I touch on this thing just makes it worse. And I actually can't fix it. For the first time in a long time, I'm stuck. I actually have to get the pros in and a locksmith and fix it properly. And that's very defeating for me. And I think that's what Jesus is talking about. He's saying, yeah, do the maths, count the costs, you'll realize pretty quick that you're stuffed. There's one option, people, and that's to surrender everything. Funnily enough, that reminds me, it does actually come straight after. Let me bring this up. This particular verse comes straight after the Jesus part where he talks about, I'm sure you've stumbled over this one before, he talks about whoever comes to me, this is right before the count the cost stuff, whoever comes to me and doesn't hate his father and mother, spouse and children and brothers and sisters, yes, even his own life, cannot be my disciples. Whoever doesn't carry their own cross and follow me cannot be my disciples. I mean, that's a full-on commitment, isn't it? That's what he's getting at there, I think. Like, this isn't something you add on to your life. This is something that takes over your life. This is your life to the point of death. That is the kind of surrender that Jesus is talking about. Salmon avocado. I reckon it's what I would have on a deserted island. So what do I do about all this? Count the cost. Count the cost. Surrender. This is an everyday thing. Giving up. Giving up. Giving over. Surrendering to Jesus. He's the master. He's the master of my life. That's my challenge, and I hope it's yours too. Thanks for sharing lunch with me. Cheers. This particular sushi, it's like dill. Seriously, dill mayonnaise, and they put this little bit of, look, I wonder if I can show you. This little bit, can you see the onion? Oh, dude. So good. It's good.